Alright, so after a few days off, back working on the race car here again. I had to undo a couple of my AN lines here, take these ones off. Had to be able to take the water pump off and reclock the bottom here so it would come out this side. Finally got that fitting in too today, which is nice. So now I can run my lower rad hose, which is going to be kind of stupid, but I gotta run it over there, and then over here, and into there. So that's the way that's got to go, and then I'm going to finish up some odds and ends, do the lower rad hose, see if I can do the upper rad hose, see if I can get that alternator mounted up and out of the way of the steering shaft and stuff like that, the idler arm. And then yeah, we'll go from there. I got some other miscellaneous stuff we need to do, but that's the start so far. So I'm going to put these two, put this fitting back onto here and the other fitting back onto there. I'm going to take this off right quick and go drill that NPT fitting into the back of it so we can go from here. And then yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, so we got this drilled and tapped in there, the NPT fitting. See that? I got a little card that tells me which drill to use for my 1/8 inch NPT tap. That's very, very helpful. And I used a little bit of line to go over here, rebent this a little bit down and a little bit back so that it just has a nice gentle curve to it. So that works pretty good. Got that piece back on there. I just got this sitting here loose because I'm going to have to pull it all apart so I can get to this bracket here in a little bit. Now I was going to try and find some rad hoses that hopefully work to go from here to there. And I have one, I just tried it, fits nice on this side. This side is a little bit bigger, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of adapting or find a different rad hose. So we'll see what happens here. Do a little bit of playing. Thank goodness I work at a parts store, so we have a few hoses and stuff upstairs. And then I have another piece for here that I'm going to steal off a different intake I have. And it should shoot this way, so hopefully I can get away with a fairly decent, just small rad hose there to there. And I will give that a try. Alright, so I will keep you updated on what I'm doing. Alright, I went and bought some more goodies here. Needed a thermostat housing for the top and some water restrictors. So what these bad boys do is, instead of having a thermostat inside here, just run different restrictors. There's 3 in there, gold, blue, and a red. So, and then it just restricts the amount of flow instead of having the engine, the thermostat open up at a specified temperature or whatever. It'll probably take a little bit longer to warm up the engine this way, but should be more consistent, so that when I get it at 160 or 180 or wherever I want to run it, then I just turn on my fans. Everything should be free flowing and it should stay there. So that's why they give you the 3 different sizes. If it's heating up or cooling down or whatever, you just change the restrictor and try it again. So with that reasoning, I went and bought the O-ring adapter one, so that every time I put this together and take it apart, if I need to change the restrictor, I'm not damaging a gasket. So the O-ring, multiple use, just keep it lubricated, bolt her down, there you go. So we're going to do that because I have a pretty big rad and a pretty good flowing electric water pump and just a small 6-liter motor. The thing's not going to produce a huge amount of heat like a big full 14-to-1 race car engine, big block. I'm going to start with the smallest one in here. So, and then see how it goes. I'll try that on a Friday night and see how the temperature sits and what it does. And if it's heating up too much, then I'll go to the blue one and go from there. So we will start with that. I will put that together. It comes with its own bolts and everything. So, and then I can make it a little easier to find rad hoses. Alright, we'll go from there. Alright, so I had to do a little bit playing around here. Use 2 different hoses on the bottom. This one, flexible, Managed to get it around to here, and then this tight 90 here, I had to chop up another hose to do it, but it worked. So, and then this one is just a nice, got a 90 there. 45 might have been a little bit better, maybe not quite 90, but it still works. Nice straight shot over to the thermostat housing. So that stuff all works. That means my cooling system is all together and complete. I could put water in this thing. I just got to rewire the water pump again, but that's not a big deal. So now I should go underneath and figure something out for my alternator and my belt. So let's do that. Alright, so I turned my tire so that I could get the idler arm right underneath the alternator there. And now I've got free movement of this, and I can get my fingers between the idler arm and the alternator, so that's a good thing. Just like I figured, I had to move this bolt up a little bit. See if you can focus in there a little bit better. There we go. Right basically where I had the X. That's where I put it. So everything fits good there again. Got this bracket installed again. I took it over the drill press, drilled some holes, tapped that hole. And now we just, in the far corner there where you can see I have that nut right down here by my middle finger. You can see that nut and the spacer. I just got to make a little mount to hold that where it needs to be. So I got to do some figuring from underneath, so let's do that. So this is a cute little bracket I came up with to hold the alternator on from the block. Used a 10mm nut, drilled the threads out there, that part will bolt to the block. And then just a couple small pieces of rod, welded them on there. And another nut there. Left the threads in that one. That's where the bolt from the going through the alternator will bolt into. So that should about do it. Just gotta let it cool down a little bit. Run a tap through these threads to make sure they're perfect, and then I can mount this little thing. Alright, we got my little adapter in there. Seems to work really well. Put a belt on the system. Got everything tightened up. My alternator looks like it's gonna work. Yay! Another problem solved. Alright, now all I gotta do is hook this bad boy to the back of the alternator. Shouldn't be a problem. And the alternator is completely installed. Alright, let's move on to something else. Alright, so we got our fuel systems complete. My alternator's in and should do its job. Like I told you before, that ground strap, I just brought it up and attached it to the aluminum bracket there, attached to the aluminum head. Should ground everything pretty good there. The cooling system is together and complete. I think we are ready to start putting fluids in this thing and get it fired up. Wouldn't that be nice, eh? But we're going to wait till next time because it's getting really, really late and I don't want to do something stupid like forget something. So next time we'll put some fluids in this thing and fire this bad boy up. Alright, we'll talk to you guys next time.